Guys, do you have any questions regarding yesterday's session? Hello. Can you hear me? Ram, can you hear me?
Yes, Venkat.
Yeah. Guys, can you please respond it actually? It's kind of interactive session this. So I'm not sure you are able to hear me or not. Guys, can you hear me now, right?
Yes, Venkat.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. How do you get lost actually? Okay, so do you have any questions regarding yesterday's session? Anybody have questions? This is the important session actually, RAML. So our project will start with RAML. So some of the clients will ask to write the RAML. So some of them are, so they don't have RAML because of it's kind of polling, it's kind of automate job. So most of them have this RAML. If it is integration between systems, if it is some kind of a database migration, some kind of automate jobs, right? So system to system integration, but there is no manual interaction. So that time, so might be there is no validations because of there is others. It's automate job actually. So that time most of the validation we can't keep it. So that time we won't write this type of RAML. But other than this, if you are trying to integrate between the systems, so we should write the RAML. Okay, so it's the most important topic, guys. So try to get it done, and then if you have any questions, please get back to me. So then we'll discuss once again. So first try to register here. If you not register, so there is any point flat.
Venkat,
Yeah.
Venkat, this is Vamsi.
Yeah,
Yesterday
Vamsi.
I was not able to join, but I didn't get any recorded. I didn't get the recorded session for that. Can you
Yesterday,
please
no?
mail it?
Yesterday, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sure, I will send you. Oh, I think I didn't share it or what? I thought I shared you. Okay, I will share you today. Might be I'll forget. So okay, if not get it, just ping me, man. Anybody just ping me in WhatsApp. Might be I'll forget it actually. Multiple sessions are running. I'm not sure whom I sent. Okay, just ping me, please. Don't mind. Okay, so today I will send you both of the recordings, today's and yesterday's. Okay, just go through it once again. If you have any questions, we'll discuss. No issue.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, so Vamsi, actually this is a Anypoint Studio platform. I mean, this is Anypoint Studio Mulesoft.com, Anypoint platform Mulesoft.com. So here we need to register actually for writing RAML and all. Not only writing RAML and all. So once you register here, we can deploy also. So there is a Cloud Hub deployment is there now. So we can deploy it. We can so suppose if your client preferred Anypoint MQ, all these things are here actually. If you see here, so many things are there. So I just register here. I just logged in here. So there is Exchange is there, Runtime Manager is there, API Manager is there, Partner Manager, Access Management, Data Gateway, MQ. So many things are there here. So but we should subscribe it actually. So if you subscribe it, you will get other things. If you not, so just only you will API Manager only you will get it actually. Okay, but trial version will get until 1 month. After that, we need to change once again. Then if you are a enterprise user, then I will get all these things. Then you can use MQ queuing mechanism. So we have a separate concept for queuing mechanism. So generally we have a freewares in the market like ActiveMQ and RabbitMQ. So we'll insert there. If you are a enterprise user, if you want to use this MQ, Anypoint MQ, okay, there is a facility actually. And another one is there is a runtime manager. In the runtime manager, you can deploy our applications actually. So these people will provide the deployment facility also. It's a Cloud Hub deployment. So here is the thing actually, we can deploy here also. Last two sessions, before this session, we described about on-premises deployment actually. So this is a Cloud Hub deployment, that is on-premises deployment actually. On-premises deployment, we have to install a TCAT server. Under the TCAT server, you have to keep it a MMC server. Okay, so MMC, you can say MMC application. So then after that we have to keep it so based on your requirement, you have to keep it 1 or 2 standalone servers. That standalone servers, that MuleSoft standalone servers will associate with the MMC. MMC is used for to deploy the application. So generally we'll do hardcore deployment. Hardcore deployment in the sense, we'll take the zip file, we'll copy paste into the apps folder under standalone server. That is hardcore deployment. According to this MMC application is provided by the MuleSoft. Under MMC, just we can it's a GUI based actually. So you can log into that. So then we can there is multiple tabs. We'll get a deployment analyzer. So many things are there. You can simply deployment. It's a GUI based actually. Everything you can do a clustering there. We can add a servers there. We can delete a servers there. We can restart a servers there. Everything is a GUI based actually. That is MMC, Mule Management Console actually. That is on premises deployment based on your client requirement. So they have their own setup. So then we'll go for on premises actually. But some of the people will prefer this type of Cloud Hub deployment, because if there is no required high security, and again it's not a financial application, such kind of application, so they can able to deploy. I mean, they will ask to deploy in the Cloud Hub. If it is a financial thing, if it is a high secure thing, they have their own setup actually. We need to set up the that on-premises thing. Okay, so then we have to deploy it actually. That is whatever we discussed 2 days back. So I mean last session, that is on-premises deployment actually. Okay, sorry. So this is the Cloud Hub deployment. You can deploy here also. So that is the thing. So there is a runtime manager, but now we are discussing about API manager, guys. So this is the API manager. So here is API. We need to implement the API. Once implement the API, we need to import that API into our project. While creating a project, it will ask the path of that RAML file. Okay, so if you show that path, it will create the RAML project. Actually, I will show you that part also. I will once again I will explain to you guys what are the parts in the this RAML. So just try to understand. So then we'll try to take that and we'll create a new project. So based on that we'll get to know. So I'm just creating, for creating a new application, new API. So here is the button, guys. Once you register here, we'll get options, many options here. So after clicking the API manager, we'll get an option here, add a new API. So there is a button here. So we'll get a pop-up like this, fill all these things, and some of the whatever the star mark is there, that is a mandatory thing. So remaining you can fill it or not. So it's a better to fill it because people will get to know what was the use of that description. Will get clearly right. I mean, what was the purpose of the API? Will write it right. So then API endpoint. So if you know that endpoint, then you can write it. So generally in initial time we won't get it actually. Then you can keep it a blank. Then API name, version name. So click add. We'll get create that API. So I already create that. So just I'm trying to show that. So once you create it, you will get like this, guys. Okay, so this is a version of that actually. So we should be keep the version because of, so according to our sprint phases, we have to increase that version. I mean phase 1, phase 2, if you have multiple releases, we have to keep on add the changes, right? So initial time you have to keep it 1.0. So then after that we have to keep on add the versioning, so that 1.1, 1.2 like that. So just I'm editing this, click this, we'll get a screen, like this. So this is the API definition, API portal, guys. So this we are still in API definition only. So click the API, edit API designer. Once you're done, you can download also, guys. Download as a GIF file. You can download as a GIF file. So but other than this, so recently they introduced a, I mean after 3.6.2 they introduced a feature in the Anypoint Studio. We can directly refer the Anypoint platform, Anypoint manager actually. So that is nothing but our RAM. Okay. 1 second, guys, give me a moment. Sorry, guys. There you go. So here is the thing. Once you've done this, we can download as a GIF file, or else we have an option called while creating a project itself. So file, new Mule project. So here is the thing, guys. Add API kit components. That is nothing but a RAML file. So here you can see the option, either show Anypoint platform or else browser files. If you download it, show your browse files. Okay. If you directly talk to the Anypoint platform, you can click this Anypoint platform, guys. Anypoint platform in the sense this is the one. Okay, it will try directly take the API from here itself. Actually, it will try to connect here. It will ask the user ID, password for this Anypoint manager. Then it will try to bring from here actually. Okay, so that we'll see once this explanation is done. I will try to create the project also. We'll see that one. So this is the screen, guys. So I just expand this one. Okay, in the black screen, so it will give the suggestions also while implementing. So if you click control space bar, it will give the suggestions also. Okay, like this we'll get suggestions, guys. Whatever you are going to implement it, whatever the keyword you want, it will give the suggestions. Actually, control space bar if you click it, so it will give the suggestions. So we'll developing in time, we'll writing the RAML itself. So here is the things, guys. These are the parts in the RAML. So first part is the whole thing is nothing but a header part. In the header part we have a version of the RAML. Next one is base URI. Base URI is talking about your application URL, guys. Generally we are exposing outside, right? We are implementing a, so this is one. So you, if you are writing a RAML, in the sense you are publishing a REST call, guys. That time only will write the RAML. Okay, so this is a REST call. We are exposing, we are publishing outside, means some URL should be there, right? That URL is nothing but a base URI, guys. Okay, that is nothing but a HTTP localhost 80 something like that, right? With base path we'll publish it in the outside, means we'll publish to we'll expose to outside people, right? So they can try to consume their consume our API actually. So that is nothing but this base URI. So here if you see here, base URIs look different actually. So why it is look different? These people, millions of people, will provide for testing purpose. Okay, so this whatever you written the API, right? This will deploy and show us actually. For that they change the base URI. I just off that. There is a mocking service, guys. You heard about the mock terminology. Mock means you are trying to mock the objects actually. Okay, it's kind of um, you written some code, right? So there is no deployment, so then we'll write the functional test cases. Sorry, we will write some unit thing. So here in the MuleSoft we'll write the munit, but in the Java we'll write the JUnit thing actually, right? So that functionality is working or not, we'll write the JUnit, or else here we'll write the munit, guys. If you written one flow, that flow is not working or not, we'll write a munit, we'll test it actually. So that whatever the payload you are sending, whatever the result, that will mock it. So based on the payload, that correct result is getting or not, that kind of mock will do. Okay, so that is nothing but a mocking a service. So we'll see that one. So in our sessions, that minute session, that is nothing but a mocking. So in the Java also we have a mocking is there. That is a JUnit kind of thing. Okay, so that is a mocking terminologies. Okay, then here if you on this, if you on this, you will get a URI here like this. If you see here, I just stopped the mocking service, the URL itself gone, guys. There is no URL actually. So that is how it is look like, the base URI. If you see here, so see this guys, automatically suggestions also it will give while develop while writing time. So there is a HTTP localhost 8081 slash some demo I'm giving. Okay, that is our base URI. So think like that, that is our base URI. So if you want to mock it, mock it means in the sense, this working or not, we'll test here only. Generally until unless we'll deploy our application in the Jetty server in the Anypoint Studio, so we can't able to find out what is the error and all, right? So, but here there is a feature. So there is a mocking service. If you click mocking service, it will create a URL. Observe here, whatever just now I written, it's get commented automatically. So when I select this mocking service, it's get commented automatically. So then they create a new base URI. So what happened here? So when I click a mocking service, this guy is deployed in somewhere else, right? So based on that, we'll get here. Observe here, whatever the resource you keep it here. Hello world is my resource, right? Under that there is a get method. So you can see here actually resource name. Hello world is resource name. You can try here. Is that working or not? Here itself you can test it actually. So this is a mocking service, right? Click get, only get method we have. So then see this. If you are getting a 200, what is the output for that? You can see here actually. So what is the output of this? Example. Example is the tag here, guys. If you are getting a 200 status code, this is a schema for that. Schema in the sense you are validating what type of string you are giving out as an output. So that is nothing but string output. So then example is nothing but what? Hello world. You can see here actually. If you are getting a 200, so click try it. So then you can see here actually. So get, so then you can see here guys, here is the 200 I am getting. So there is a request URL we are getting. Okay, this is a request URL in the sense whatever the base URI he sent, right? After that our get method is coming here. So that is a demo slash hello world. Okay, so next one is, here is the thing status 200. Then you can see the example here. So body you will get as a hello world, because of here in the RAML you written that hello world, same thing you are getting here. Because here, so how will know this output? How will know this input? So this, while discussing itself, they will provide us guys what is the input we are expecting, what is the output we need to display it actually. So based on that only, RAML will write it guys. Otherwise you can't able to write the RAML actually. So while discussing that business analyst, right? So that time only functionally they will clearly tell us. That is one thing. Second thing is, next level we need to check each and every parameter from what you are getting from the source system. So that we should know, otherwise you can't able to write the RAML, right? So because each and every field we need to write the return type, and then either it's a string or else a double or else it's any object. That kind of information you should get it actually. So that we need to fill it actually. Okay, here is the thing. Here I'm not passing any body, but because it's a get method, right? Get method, you are trying to fetch the information from the server. We are not pushing any information to the server. Suppose if you are hitting server with some information, with some body, that time you have to validate all these things actually. So until unless we'll get to know all the information, so deep level information about the payload, so we can't able to write it actually. Okay, that is the thing. So here this is a get information. If you click get, we'll get the status code 200, status code 200, and then so message is nothing but hello world. Okay, so this is the thing guys. So like that we can able to check it actually, is that working or not, that kind of thing you can check it. So coming to this, hello world is the resource name. Based on your requirement you can keep it as resource name. Under that resource, it's kind of base path guys, resource name in the sense. So under that resource there is a what type of method it is, either it's a get method or else post method or else put or else any delete. So based on the requirement we can keep it a method. So there is nothing but a HTTP method declaration. This is an optional resource. So next one is a title. We can keep it a title, so for understanding purpose actually. So this is a base URI. I'm just stopping here, so it will go on. So see this, that base URI, whatever MuleSoft provided base URI, it's removed. So then this is our base URI actually. After that, so once you click the get method, if you get a 200 as a response, these are all the keywords guys. Whatever the appear in the different colors, that is nothing but a keywords. Okay, so that to observe here, we should follow this hierarchy actually. So hello world, this resource name is first level. Under resource name we have to create a method type. What type of method is under method type? So we'll get a response, right? So that is, we have to keep it under one tab space. We have to give it each and everything. So it's not don't use this space bar for giving the space. Use the tab. Use the tab, one tab space, or else two tab spaces. Use the tab space for giving the space. Okay. So otherwise it will give error guys. Use the tab space. So next one is 200 is the response code. If you display the 200 response code, So then you have to give the body here. So body is it's kind of application slash JSON, guys. Okay, so content type you are saying this is the media type, or else you can say content type. So that is nothing but application slash JSON. So next one is type, guys. Generally observe here, this is a schema you can push outside also, but as a small example, so then I can write all these things in the example itself, or else we can write outside. We can refer here actually. There is a traits option here. Traits keyword is there. Using the traits keyword, so we can refer this into the here itself actually. We'll see that type of example also one. So this as of now, once you get the 200, so the body schema, so whatever the output you are getting, the schema is look like this. So title, type, properties, and then so message type, what type of message we will get it actually. So that whole thing we have to say in the schema itself. Okay, this is a schema, guys. Okay, so next one is example. Once you get a 200, what type of result will get it? So that is nothing but hello world. Okay, so what is the result you are going to show us will display here actually. So everything is done in the RAML itself actually. So if you look like a clumsy, you can push this one and again this one, so to the outside of that, so that we have to give the reference here. That reference we are calling here. So based on that, it will go and execute here. Okay, so that is the thing, guys. Here I tested, everything is working fine. Once everything is working fine, so then what we'll do next step. So in this, any keyword, anything is a doubt, guys. If you have any questions, I will explain once again. Simple things, we have to create a header part, that is 1.0 or 0.8 version. So next one is we have to keep it a resource name. Under resource name, method type. After method type, we have to give the responses, and then we can keep error also, guys. I'm not giving error here. Suppose there is a chance to get error, right? If you're getting error, what type of response code you have to display? So that is nothing but 400, 500, like that we have to fill it actually. If the 400 will get it, how was the payload it is? That payload you need to, that is payload in the sense, that schema you need to write it actually. That example you need to keep it actually. So if you get it to 400, this is the example. If you get a 400, this is a schema for that. If you get a 500, the schema. If you get a 500, what was the example? All things you can mention, guys. Not only 200 success status code. Okay, so 200 plus you can keep it actually. 201, 202, 203 like that. So 200 is success. 201, 202 also success only, but it's an asynchronous type of calls actually. So that we can keep it here also. So everything, whatever you want, you can keep it. That's 400, 500, any apart from that, any errors, we can keep it here actually. Okay, so that is done. So next I'm going to create a new project. I will refer this. So how it will create, let's see. New Mule project. So now we didn't discuss use MAM project. That one also we'll discuss, guys. As of now, choose this checkbox, add API kit. Okay, so add API kit, just give me the project name first. That is RAML implementation sample 2. That's my project name. So choose the server itself, mail server. So next one is here is the option actually. Click here. So we'll get a two options, guys. Either any point platform and browse files. If you want to browse files, you have to download it, guys. We should be download this one. We have an option called download and all here actually. Once you will go outside, so we'll get a download option. So here is the thing you can see. This product. Here is the thing. Once you open that one, we'll get an option. Mail training basic. Here is the thing, you can download as a GIF file, or else I'm trying to directly show the any point platform. This is easy actually. So fill the user ID password name. I already saved my user ID password, so it won't ask actually, but in your case it will ask. Just keep a user ID password. just keep a user ID password. You can see all the APIs, guys, how many APIs you written there, right? So that many APIs you can see here actually. Is that clear? So in my case I already saved user ID password, so it didn't ask, but in our case it will ask it actually. So in the bottom it will ask how many days we need to store that password. It will ask, guys. So just fill it how many days. Based on that it won't ask again and again. So these are things. So these are my APIs. I'm just choose this API, Mule training basic one. Okay, I'm just clicking here, click next. Okay, you can see here, guys, many things you can see here. Try to get it. So first we'll discuss the project structure, how it will create it. Okay, so little bit difference, guys. I mean project structure is same, that extra files will come here. Observe here, RAML came and sit into the SRC main API. So earlier, if you create a normal project, nothing is there in the API, right? Now, so whatever the RAML API you implemented there, right? So that RAML came and placed into the API. If you create any SRC, if you create any example, right? All these things. So this is the inside of this. If it is an outside, that SR, that is a so whatever that schema, and then example, all these coming under RAML itself, sorry, API itself, API folder itself. Is it clear, guys? If you want to write here also, you can write it, guys. See this. Here also it will show you the clear base or clear suggestions actually. So no need to use any point that editor. You can implement that is API manager editor. You can implement using any point studio also, right? That type of plugins also available nowadays. You can use that plugin. You can will get the suggestions actually. Base here is nothing but HTTP localhost. Okay, so that is the base URI. That is the base URI. Is it clear, guys? So this is a API RAML. It's keep under API. Then what else? Nothing, guys. Only this one is difference actually. Remaining all of that same as it is. It will create it. Okay. So next here, if you see, if it will give API.xml. The basic flow also it got created, guys. Basic flow and basic exception handling also it will create. I will show you that part. So you can rename it, guys. If you don't want to keep it API.xml, you can rename it F2 and rename it, no issue. So then I'm trying to open that API.xml. What it will be there inside, we'll see one by one. So first thing is it will get the API kit, guys. API kit, guys. This is our HTTP connector, right? We didn't create any HTTP. By default, it will create all these things, guys. Observe here. There is a exception handling also it got created. 404, 405, basic exception handling, right? That is a 415 method forbidden, bad request, 400 is bad request, 404 is method not allowed. Okay, 405 also method not allowed. So this basic exception handling, whatever there, that is given by default, guys. No need to do anything. So that will take care of the basic exception handling. After that, any customization, any more customization will client expect. So then we need to write a custom exception strategy. Okay, so there is other, I mean, whatever you implemented that exception handling, right, we can implement here also end to end. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. So here is the HTTP connector. I'm trying to open the HTTP connector and show to you. So see this, guys, API slash star, API slash star, it will come path. Okay, so generally we'll give a base path, right? That by default it will give API star. So 8081, that is a local host. You already aware about this HTTP connector, and you can keep it as it is, guys, or else you can change it API slash star. Okay, so API slash star means after the API, if you keep it anything, it will work. There is nothing but a star, but API should be mandatory there. So this is the HTTP connector. After that HTTP connector, so what it will do, there is a API kit router, guys. There is a one of the component in the MuleSoft actually. There is a router, one of the router it is actually. router based thing. So if you see here router configuration, where it will go, API config it will go, guys. So means it was referring to sorry, yeah, so we can route to the other what we call other services, guys, here. Okay, so we can add the service here. In this case I have only one service, but generally in real time we have multiple services. How will segregate it in the API get router? You can segregate all these things actually. If you see here, I have only one API config, that is nothing but a hello world is there. Okay, so that's why I'm not mentioning here. If you want to keep it, you can keep it actually. So click API get router. Okay, this is the routing purpose you have to use. Click plus symbol. Okay, um, here is no resources, right? If you want to add it, you can add it, guys. Click plus. See here, automatically resource name will come. So what type of method is it is, that will come. Next one is content type. So any content type it is expecting, that you need to return. Flow name is what? API config. Yes. Observe here, when the user hit with the hello world, where it will go? It will go and touch with hello world flow, right? And the method is what? Get method. And the flow is what? This one. Click it here. That's the thing actually. So whenever user will hit hello world, that will redirect to the hello world service, guys. So if you see here what I'm trying to say here, if you see here in my RAML, you are seeing only get method, only get method. So might be you'll get a post, you'll get a put, you'll get a delete. Multiple methods will get under hello world itself, right? So user want to get information, user will go for get. User want to post some information, will go for post. So that's why under hello world, under resource, we'll get a multiple options, right? So but in this case I have only get a method. So that's why I mentioned only one service, guys. If you have a multiple service within this application, you can keep it here. So then refer that particular subflow, it will redirect actually. This content type and all, fill it only if it is a post method, right? So means we are posting some information, so then we will expect from the client, so that should be some format like application slash JSON or else text slash plain, the type of format we'll expect. That type of format we need to fill it under, so API kit. So this under API kit, guys. So that is the thing. So it will route it actually, and then once it will touch the API kit, so it will go to that specific flow, whatever you mentioned there. And then see here, guys, there is exception handling also came actually. And then here in the bottom we have a one more thing is came, guys. Here is the API kit router, here is the API kit console, guys. I will tell you what is the use of API kit console. So once you deployed it, it will give a RAML console actually. For that purpose you have to use the API kit console. Earlier versions we are not getting this API kit console, guys. So in the API kit router only we have an option API kit console enable disable. We will do that, but nowadays we have a separate components we are getting. So next one is observe here. So there is a basic flow got created, guys. Get to hello world flow. This is a logic. We need to implement the logic here, right? We need to extend this flow action, right? So user want to speak that hello world thing, right? So hello world slash he's passing some demo or something like that. So based on that, it will hit to the your means that method, what method you are implementing. Suppose if it is a get, it will route to here, guys. I just keep a debugger also. Let's see it's coming or not. We'll see. So you kept some example, right? Set the payload. That example place here, guys. That is the message payload. Okay, I'm not writing anything, just whatever API, whatever RAML you implemented, that RAML is creating basic flow itself, guys. Okay, and then if you see bottom, there is a global exception strategy. So this implement all the basic exception handling, guys. No need to write anything from your end. So apart from that, any other exception like SQL exception, null point exception, other exception, we should be handle it. Otherwise basic that bad request kind of thing, method not allowed kind of thing, that will take care by your Mule soft itself. Okay, I'm just try to deploy the application, guys. Guys, hope you understood all these things. So I'm trying to deploy my application in the debug mode. That's debug as Mule application. You can see the RAML console, guys. Earlier we didn't see this one, right? So your application is deployed automatically. The console, the RAML console will come. I was saying about RAML thing. So we are giving a documentation, one thing, to the whoever consuming our services. That is one thing. Other thing is we can validate the things actually. So there's the two things we can achieve in the RAML itself. So this is the RAML console, guys. Whatever you are showing, that is the API console. So once you deployed it, so this will come like this. What is the hello world here? That is nothing but your resource name. So here is the hello world. So next one is get application. Just this one you can see in the browser also, guys. So now I can able to see in the Anypoint platform bottom right. So if you want to see the browser, here is some URL it should display. Just go through logs. So here is the thing, guys. It's clearly saying API Kit console URL. So just copy this API Kit console URL and paste into your browser. Somewhere else you can paste here. So here we can see that. This is a RAML console, guys. Generally, we'll share this RAML console to the whoever consuming our services. They can easily understand what needs to be done. So here is the thing. So if you see here, what type of method we are expecting, they can easily get to know because of here clearly buttons are there. Get to method, right? Method type is get to method, or else you can see here actually what type of method it is. Get a method. Then after that, if you click get a method, what they will get from us, they can easily understand. If you click get method, right, we are giving the sample. Okay, so see, this might be I kept a debug, right? It stopped there actually. So you see and see this. See here, it will jump to our API kit router responsible to take it. It will jump to the, it will take care to the, to reach that particular flow actually, because we mentioned clearly there itself, right? So boss, this is my flow. Go and hit there. So because whenever this will come from the, whenever base path, so coming from the user, so please try to reach that flow. That type of commitment done in the API kit router itself. See here. So hello world you are getting from the here itself, right? So if you see here, hello world is resource name. Boss, if a resource name is hello world, so try to reach this flow. I'm saying actually same thing happened here. So then according to this flow will execute it actually. So as of now, then we need to continue business logic here actually. But so as of now, just I'm showing the payload. That's it, hard-coded payload. Okay, so I'm just clicking next level. That's it. You can see in the here itself. Observe here, guys. We're getting a 200. We're getting a 200 status code, and then there is no headers actually. Only this. I mean, this content type is only the header actually, and then date also coming default. So next one is body, guys. So message hello world. Whatever the body here you gave right in the payload, that is coming here. So generally that should be output. So here I just hard coded, that is coming. Just remove that hard coded thing. This should coming as a dynamic. It will talk to the target system. It will fetch the information. That will give us, guys. So that is the thing happened here. So any questions, guys? You can see the schema also. Show schema. Whatever the schema I written there, right? That schema also you can see. Guys, any questions?
Venkat, does this generate any waddles?
No. That is well. Generally, for REST APIs, WADL is there, but people are not using actually. That is Java Web Services WADL is there, but we are not using for because of that only. So in case of REST APIs for exclusively for MuleSoft, we have a RAML. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other questions, guys? So try to implement your own. So I just show you the get method. Tomorrow we'll see post, and then if possible put also we'll see, and then some authentication also we'll see, guys. I will pass some authentication. So how we'll pass that authentication, but in this case there is no authentication I'm passing here. pass the security thing also, some basic authentication and all. I will show you where you need to keep the basic authentication. Then how we'll reach there, I will explain that. Is it clear, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, any other questions? So just go through it today. I will share this recording session. Go through it. So tomorrow is the third day about RAML, guys. So we'll discuss one more time if you have any questions. So these are things actually. First you have to create the RAML. We'll take that RAML and create the project. We'll continue the logic. That's it. So if you want to write the RAML, you should be know the all these things actually, business things. So how was the payload it is, how was the response payload, how was the input payload, inside payload, what are the parameters it is, so what type of method it is, everything you should know, guys. Otherwise you can't able to write it, right? Suppose I don't know what is the response, so I can't able to mark the response. I can't able to write. I have to keep left, right? I have to leave that part. If you know the input, right? If you know the input or else output, we can't able to write the schema also. We are not sure what type of data it will return, either it's a string or else something else. So if you are not aware it, you can't able to write it actually. That's the thing here. Okay, so if you know that observe here, almost my job done, right? Almost 30% my job done. So only pending is what? Your logic is a pending. Apart from that, everything is done. Basic structure, basic skeleton got created, right? So pending thing is only that logic. What, suppose you are trying to hit the Salesforce, you are getting fetching the information. That is the pending. Remaining all structure is done. That is a basic exception handling also done. So pending thing is, one is logic, you have to write it. So when anywhere else you are suspecting, you are getting any exception kind of thing, that exception we need to handle it actually. Apart from that, almost our project 20-30% done, right? That's it. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we'll see. If you have any questions, we'll discuss further. Okay. Thanks, guys.